everybody. How are you guys doing? This is Darren. I'm driving home. I have like a half-hour drive every day from work to home. So I thought I'd just pop on real quick and just do an audio broadcast so that way I'm not tempted to look at the screen. Just wanted to talk about something interesting I learned today that for me was pretty profound anyway. I was actually listening to a video. I wasn't watching it, but listening to a video, and this is of course now I can't remember the guy's name, but I will, if I remember it, I'll go ahead and post it on Twitter or Facebook. But he had this video where he was talking about why sometimes it's so hard to make changes in our lives and changes in our habits and things like that. And one of the things that he was saying is that sometimes, well, let me say it this way. Basically, our brains function. One of the main functions of our brain is to try to make us happy, and so that's why a lot of times when you are, you'll look in the mirror and you don't see that you've gained weight, or you don't see maybe that your hair's thinning or anything like that. Everything looks fine. And then when you see a picture of yourself, you're like, wait a minute, what, am I really that fat? Or is my hair going? Or I didn't know I had a bald spot, or, all these things that catch you by surprise because your brain actually knows that that's going to make you not feel so good about yourself. So it sort of filters them out when you're looking at them, but it can't do it when you're looking at a picture. So since your brain goes ahead and tries to make you happy in order to keep you sane, it comes up with all these coping mechanisms, things to cope with life or stressful situations and things that you have encountered either through your childhood or the rest of your life, or even as an adult, maybe whatever with your job or family or school or whatever. And so what he was talking about was that sometimes we decide we're going to make a big change in our lives, and so basically it's like we're in a home and we say, okay, well, I'm going to knock down this wall, and then we'll all be happier when we can see the outside because that wall's gone. And so you start to try to knock down the wall, and then your brain basically comes behind you and says, oh, no, we're not tearing that wall down. That wall is protecting us from X, Y, and Z, and so we can't tear that down wall. And so your brain starts rebuilding it. And so that's a lot of times that's why you'll notice you'll be doing something, and then all of a sudden you immediately get snapped back into the habit or whatever, because there's something more there than just a bad habit. There's you're being protected by your brain or a different coping mechanism that's there. And so what he was saying is that if you find yourself struggling to get over something, or to even something that we all do as far as like trying to lose weight or something like that, and you're just you can stop doing other things, you can move on and make these life changes, but you can't stop this one thing, whether it's overeating or something more major like drinking or whatever. He was saying that basically maybe we need to look that there's something deeper that's stopping us from doing it, which that to me was really profound, because we would first have to stop and deal with the actual issue, and then we could go ahead and get rid of the bad habit. And so that may be, stopping and thinking, okay, well, why am I overweight? What is that a coping mechanism for? And then that would lead you to, I know that for a lot of people it's an out. They're able to self-handicap everything after that. They're able to say, well, I didn't get that promotion because my boss doesn't like fat people, or oh, that girl didn't talk to me because I'm overweight, or whatever. And so it's maybe just a matter of if you lose the weight, you lose that ability to cope. So maybe it's a matter of working on your confidence as you lose the weight, so that you don't need that coping mechanism, or self-handicapping yourself, so that you don't have to always have that excuse pre-made, rather than, you know what, maybe sometimes people just don't like you. Oh well, there's plenty of people that do. So it's just a matter of figuring out what that coping mechanism is, or what that thing is that is making us hang on to a lot of these things that we don't like about ourselves, or and it may be a matter of, it's not something just as easy as thinking about it yourself and trying to figure out, okay, what leads to what and what's connected together. It may be a matter of sitting down talking to somebody like a counselor or whatever, and going over it, because there may be something deeper there that you need to work through. But to me, that was just really interesting, because we don't normally do really bad things to ourselves on purpose. So to think about the fact that maybe there's something more to whatever it is, overeating, or not being able to cope with certain situations, and that maybe it's a matter of that's a coping mechanism. It's our brain trying to keep us safe from something, and that we need to deal with that before we can change our lives or our habits. So anyway, just thought I'd pop on and throw that out, because I personally have found that fascinating, and I probably didn't even say it half as well as the guy who did the video was doing it. But to me, it was really, really fascinating that instead of just beating up on ourselves and, oh, I can't ever do anything, I can't ever accomplish anything, I can't do this one goal that I want to, maybe there's something else there that needs to be removed first. Then we can fix the thing that we think is bad about ourselves. So anyway, I'm hoping that since I have a long drive almost every day, that maybe I'll just pop on every now and then when I learn something new or have a thought, and let me know what you guys think, or if any of this information is helpful or anything like that. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you.